Hey, this is Tom from Rocket Restorations. Thanks for watching. Today we are going to react to one of the craziest auction sales I've seen in a long time. When I saw this, it was on Bring a Trailer. I'm not like a huge Bring a Trailer fan, but they send out the daily emails, and I keep track of what stuff's selling for. We go through a few cars here and have a lot of customers asking us advice on how much stuff's worth, and I got to keep track on prices. It's like it's part of my job. We get offered cars for sale all the time and get advice. And we saw this one and it was like, whoa, like, I don't know if it's a market changing price, but like this car's pretty like the plainest, most boring car you've ever seen. But at the same time, it got like huge money. So kudos to Bring a Trailer, kudos to the seller. He presented it really well, answered all the questions on the auction. But yeah, let's not bury the lead. Let me show you what's going on. So to not bury the lead here too much, a 79 Volare custom sedan sold for $30,000. I just saw this result and I'm just like, this is insane. Like, it's a four-door brown Volare. I mean, it does have 2,400 miles on it. The story on this one is apparently the original owner sold it and it went through a dealer auction in Connecticut. And then a guy bought it, like basically put new tires on it, and then drove it from Connecticut down to the Carolinas. And then this dealer, Competition Cars in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, ended up with it. He bought it, and then he's a dealer, so he's just trying to sell it online. But I think this might have been a Bring a Trailer record. 525 comments on it. I've been through most of them, but like, wow, this car really, it's like any slant six car, A-body or Dart or Valiant or Volare, like everyone had one of these. Like everyone has a story about a Valiant or a Volare. It's like I'm a little bit on the other end of that generation. I mean, I ideally drove a Duster for 3 years, when I was out of college, but I'm not the usual case for this. But, anybody in their 50s or 60s, like either they had a Volare or their friend had a Volare or an Aspen or a Valiant or a Dart, like everybody had one. But yeah, let me go into the car a little bit. So, I mean, this thing is gorgeous. Like, it is like one of the nicest Survivors I've ever seen. Like, pretty much the only problem with it is, and he very carefully took the pictures so you can't see it, but it's missing one piece of the grill there. And like, I looked the pictures over pretty carefully. I mean, this thing is impressive. Has a pile of paperwork. I mean, the underside you could eat off of, which is actually amazing in and of itself. It doesn't have a bunch of leaks because, Chrysler. There's like good videos. The AC still works. Like the engine bay is like super nice. Like this thing is crazy, but it's like, man, $30,000 for a Volare. Like it just blew me away. I mean, if any Volare deserves it, it's this. I know the Super Coupes and some of the Roadrunners, some of those are starting to go up. Malaise era muscle, is kind of what they call it. But yeah, 2,400 miles, and the second owner put 1,000 of those on there, driving it from Connecticut down to South Carolina. But man, I mean, this car is just so clean. It's just, it's got the Super 6 on it, which is kind of cool in and of itself. But like, look how original the engine bay is. I mean, like, has original hoses, original belts, original fuel filter. Like, this thing is just really, really nice. But yeah, I think it's crazy to me, the fact that a Volare got $30,000. So love to hear what you guys think about it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that, the market we're in right now, everything went way up during the pandemic. And like, people are paying stupid money for stuff, like really stupid money. And I guess that's just continued now. Wow, the guy's actually got an outdoor lift on it. Can't do that here in Washington. It rains too much. I guess in the South they can get away with it. But I mean, if you look at this thing, it still has this original catalytic converter, like original mufflers. Like, I mean, this thing is a cool Survivor. I would love to look at this thing. I would love to like go over it. I would love to like really go into a deep dive on this thing. But man, 30K. I mean, look at all the inspection marks. Because it's got a worm clamp. I don't think they were using worm clamps in 79. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think they were. So that's probably been changed. So wouldn't be surprised if it hit some hoses. I mean, even with this low on miles, I mean, it's just, you know, rubber wears out over time. It's got these have the transverse torsion bars, which is kind of a goofy thing. They're kind of an L-shaped torsion bar. So still torsion bars, but it's just a little bit different. But I mean, look at this thing, like the cosmoline, the lower control arms, like the oil pan's like perfect. They said there's no drips, which these things drip when they're brand new. So that's amazing to me. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you want the best Volare in the world, this is definitely it. But again, the price on this is just nuts. But you know, Jamie did a video last year of a Mecum charger and like saying how bad it was, and that thing was awful. It's actually the best video he's ever done. Like by far, it's like twice as many hits as any other video he's ever done. And I don't know, I just kind of wanted to show you one on the other perspective. I mean, this sold for crazy money. Like I would never pay $30,000 for a Volare. Like it's just not going to happen. But at the same time, like this is a really nice car. I mean, it's like OE level example of the nicest car out there. You know, like all the inspection marks. I mean, like look at all this stuff. Like we nerd out on this stuff. You know, we do mostly muscle cars, and this is definitely not a muscle car. It's a Volare with a 2-barrel slant 6, but I can really appreciate a car like this. It's, you know, the details on this. Kind of wish they would kept the original tires on it. Looks like they washed it because it's a little bit wet underneath. But apparently this dealer is known for Survivors. I've never heard of them before, but apparently they have a lot of Survivors. That's like kind of what they specialize in. But I mean, this thing's just pretty amazing. It's just the little details of this car are just crazy. So yeah, we're trying a few new things on the channel, you know, like reacting to auction results or, you know, crazy things that we see online. And again, we'd love to hear your feedback on this kind of stuff. You know, it's, you know, when you see an auction result like this, you know, like the Charger Jamie did last year, you know, that thing sold for $170,000 and it was a total POS. Like, I mean, this one sold for $30,000, which is completely insane for an F-body, which was the Valiant, Volare, and Aspen. But saying that, it's 2,400 miles. Like, and there's guys who specifically collect low mile cars, and we love Survivors here at Rocket. Like, they're, you know, anytime we see Survivor, we take pictures. Like, we go to McCacken every year. One of the first places we go is, you know, the barn find, obviously. You know, we had the Roadrunner there this year. But the other thing we go to is they have a Survivor OE judging. Frank Battleson and Scott Smith and a couple other guys do that for the Mopars. And there's always like super nice Survivors there. And it's amazing what you can learn from those cars. So, but yeah, guess that'll be a lesson to you. If you have a 4-door Volare that's brown with a Super 6 that has 2,500 miles on it, maybe it's time to cash in. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I just thought we'd share this one with you, and hope you guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.